Well, hello. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Coffee with Stephen. So this week's blog is entitled Shibumi. And I'm sure that all of you with deep levels of understanding of the Japanese language would instantly recognize the literary reference. So Shibumi can roughly be translated into English as the act of effortless perfection. And for those of you who took my CCW class several years ago, you may remember a discussion that I would have dealing with a samurai warrior and the sort of the connection between what we do as concealed carry permit holders with samurais. Not to suggest by any stretch of the imagination that as a CCW holder, we have achieved a level similar to that of being a samurai. In fact, it's quite the opposite for most people, to be quite candid with you. It requires a lifetime of dedication to reach the same level of martial proficiency that a samurai would have had. And yet, this should always be our goal. Now, in the concept of the samurai, this word, shibumi, this state of effortless perfection, in modern parlance has oftentimes been construed as what we call unconscious competency. This is something that each of us needs to achieve. Now, unconscious competency is sort of the top of a spectrum. At the bottom of the spectrum, we have unconscious incompetency. That then morphs through education to conscious incompetency. We realize how badly we suck. And through consistent repetitive training, we then achieve a level of conscious competency. We can do it, but it requires absolute dedicated thought. Ultimately, though, we transcend to unconscious competency, Shibumi, where it happens sort of on its own. Most of you have already experienced this to an extent. When we drive automobiles, we have achieved a level of unconscious competency. We don't think about it. It becomes a natural extension of ourselves. And yet, when we first were given our driver's licenses, when we turned 16 years old, we were not unconsciously competent. That required several years of driving before that ultimately took effect. Anyways, this blog sort of goes through that entire sort of illustration. I hope you do enjoy it. And for some of you who, like I said, took the class quite a ways back, it may bring back some pleasant or, in some instances, unpleasant memories. As always, though, train constantly, train consistently, train repetitively, and train with purpose. Above all else, stay safe.